Okay, so hopefully that should be all working now. A few problems trying to get the stream set up, so I do apologise for that one. So hopefully we are all up and running. Just double check. Right. Check levels. How is everyone today? All good? Okay, so just check all these levels out and then we'll get into it. I was going to stream last night, but to be honest, I just had a lot on, so. And then we'll get into it. So yeah. I was going to stream last night. Yeah, they're all good. So if you just heard me twice, I do apologise. Again, I'm just going to have to do a bit of a lazy stream. I'm still not 100%, so I don't really want to go to the trouble of kind of getting everything set up, fully, because in all honesty, I just don't have that much energy in me tonight. But I'm going to stream for hopefully a couple of hours, and yeah, it should be some good fun. I'll chat away, do some daily race C because I'm just enjoying that at the minute. So again, if I just randomly mute myself, it's probably because I've gone into a coughing fit, because, got a bit of a bark at the minute. But yeah, apart from that, should all be all good. Still quite windy outside, so if that gets in the way, again, I am sorry for that. Yesterday, high speed ring. Was that yesterday? I thought it was a couple of days ago. Yeah, we were just messing around in those lobbies. It was going to be a serious lobby, but in all honesty, if we don't fill them up, they just break down into chaos because it's just funny. To be honest, with that lobby, I didn't really put it up anyway to kind of get a bunch of people in. Maybe I should have done that. I was hoping to get an hour lobby in there, kind of do like a multi-class endurance one. Yeah, didn't quite go to plan, so usually we just kind of mess around when that happens, which is what we did. A couple of weeks ago, we had Gordini's basically doing big jumps at one of the big willow layouts, because for some reason it doesn't set you. You can just absolutely launch the car. It was hilarious. But that's just the way it is. Right, I will get started pretty soon. Again, I do apologise if I'm coughing and such. Yeah, I really should do another proper lobby. I need to. I've been trying to aim to do like 1 or 2 a week, but I've just not been really getting the time to do them. The Sileighty, oh god, I got it when it first originally appeared in the used car dealer when the game's released. So I think that's the only place you can actually get it from, if I'm not mistaken. I did think you could win it at one point, but I think that's some of the other Silvias that you win. So yeah, fun times. Pretty frustrating that they've not put it in. I don't think they have anyway. I haven't checked today. I'm going to go and go ahead and check that now, actually. I mean, it is a bit strange that they kind of leave the meta car out of the out of the USD. Very strange. Ridiculous single player and a custom rate. What, you mean how bad they are? No, the AI, I think everybody knows. At the end of the day, Gran Turismo 7's AI has always been absolutely terrible. Like, they were even worse before. They used to like not move off of the line, and even if you used to try and like barge them off the line, they wouldn't move because it was really difficult to kind of spin them around. So I mean, there's the whole Sophie thing, but it just depends how they implement that. Yeah, I just don't think it matters. Whatever difficult you put them on, the AI is going to be terrible no matter what. It's annoying, put it that way. So we've got 11 minutes for a race. Where are we? 48th. So it's looking like some people have got the Sileighty working. Oh, 180. So I tried to get the 180 built and I just didn't like it at all. God, it's just a Sileighty fest, isn't it? I mean, there's a couple of S13s in there, but apart from that, there's not really much else. See, I'm a little bit gutted that these ones, the S14s, aren't as good as I wanted them to be. Because for me, that's just one of my favourite of the Silvias. So yeah, a little bit gutted about that. We've got 180, 180, S13, Sileighties, 180 again. Is that the highest rated one? Oh, S13's quite far up there. Yeah, then the rest are just Sileighties. Yeah, I just think it's a bit ridiculous that PD's done that. I mean, honestly, if that's clearly the meta, surely they should just rush it forward and just put it in there. You know, just to please everybody. I mean, not everybody's going to get on with the car. It's a nightmare to drive. It's not fun. It is fun, but then at the same time, after a bit, it's just tiring. Constantly driving it. So, oh great, yeah, I've got my other setting on this. Nice one. Something like that. There'll be a glitch value in there somewhere. Was it on that setting sheet or was it on that one? Okay, let's try the positioning. See, this is what happens when you start playing around with the bills. There we go. Okay, nice little drop there. PSVR 2 pre-ordered. Yeah, cheers, Jace. Yeah, I'm pre-ordering it tomorrow, I think. I'm convinced now. I think I was really on the fence just because I honestly tried PSVR once and then just decided it wasn't for me. But I think now there's more potential PSVR 2. So yeah, I'm pretty much convinced. I'm set on pre-ordering it. I've been contemplating it for far too long and I feel like I've just got to go for it now. I mean, it seems expensive, but honestly, I mean, like you said, Jace, compared to the rest of the what's on the market for what you get, it's not really that bad of a price. I think a lot of people just assume it's very expensive because the console's only like, what, $450? So, yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, so we finally got that back down where it was. So hopefully we don't have that problem. Do. 6 minutes. I mean, there's just such a spread. I think that guy probably just went in with a bog standard Silvia and then was just like, yeah, this ain't for me. I mean, honestly, that's the one that I really wanted it to work. The S14 Aero. I was pretty gutted when it didn't work. The S13 seems to be an absolute rocket in a straight line, though. That's a nice looking livery. Jeez, all the cool kids will have it. Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah, I think that's one thing I was quite surprised by. So when I tested the original PSVR and I had a go on it at my friend's house, I thought, oh, okay, I'm probably going to get motion sickness, but no, it didn't really bother me. So I'm going to assume it's going to be the same this time around with the PSVR 2, so I'll probably be okay with it. I did kind of read that if you do start feeling kind of forth in a legit build, mate, that ain't a legit build. Guarantee it. If you're saying that's legit. I mean, one thing that does surprise me, though, is that they haven't gone through and kind of changed the values of the performance. Considering they've obviously made it a daily race and everybody's just complaining about it, that, you know, they kind of go through and be like, oh, we better change that value quickly before it gets out of hand. But no, of course they haven't. But, you know, God forbid there's any of the glitch builds and such. They'll be pretty quick to get them. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, of course it is. Are you going to jump in a daily race, see if I can get in a lobby with you? If you're even on. I mean, last time we got in the lobby together and then all of a sudden you disconnected. I did laugh. I shouldn't laugh, but it's just typically your internet, really. I'm really liking that livery. I don't know why. Like, it's giving me old IMSA vibes. I just feel like if I change anything on mine, it's just going to completely be impossible to get back to where I had it. Nah, man, just jump in. Come on. See if you can get match with me. Nah, in all honesty, like, I think it was day 2, like day 1, day 2. I was putting in some really good lap times, like constantly in like the 2-minute 11s, like low 11s, even in race pace. And then I jumped in yesterday, and I just couldn't really even get in the 11s apart from a couple of times. I was just, yeah, I don't know where my pace has gone. I think I was just too busy just chilling. If it doesn't look too crazy. Yeah, I mean, one thing I have noticed with these, with the new races, is that daily race just seems especially clean. At least from, you know, what I've seen of it. I've never seen anyone like kind of complaining or, you know, throwing shade at each other in the chat, which usually happens. You always know when someone's took someone else out because that person will be straight there in the chat. I mean, mid race as well, so that doesn't really help. But it does seem a lot cleaner than the usual. Now I've said that, it'll probably just turn into an absolute, you know, joke, which wouldn't surprise me. So I've probably got a bit of time to kill that. quick hill before we have to jump in. So. It should be, but in all honesty, the ping sometimes in Gran Turismo 7's all over the place. It's not the best, put it that way. Even in sport mode, it's not always great. It always seems slightly out. Like I've seen multiple occasions of like ping where someone will just on their screen they're just near you, but on your screen they're all the way in your bumper and you spin round. So it should be. I mean, I've seen some really bad connections before, and they're okay. It's never too terrible. I think it's just mostly on Polyphony's side. My internet's terrible. Only occasionally, Jace. It seems to have improved. I'm not going to lie. When I originally started my racing league, some of the internet in there was terrible, but it seems to have improved. It almost seems on an update by update basis, where sometimes it'll be good, then they'll update the game, and the ping will just be all over the place again. I don't know what it is. I'll take this for a couple of laps. Yeah, Lodge, I fully agree with that. It is better than how it used to be. I mean, when we were first racing with him, he used to kind of like jolt side to side, so you never dare get alongside him. But now it's not like that at all. It's improved. Where do I want to give this a quick go round? I'll quickly throw it in here, just to pass some time. Oh yeah, 100%. I used to be with Sky for my internet a couple of years ago, and their internet was terrible. And the only way I could ever get it stable was actually plugging it in the back of the router, which was a pain, but it did work. But yeah, Sky internet, don't ever go there. Why does that sound really loud? Turn it down a little touch. I absolutely hate the camera options in GT7. So if you've got like a car that's quite big, then it almost looks okay when you zoom it in. But if you've got a small little car like this Alpha we've got here, it just looks like a massive block in the screen. If you change your angle, looks ridiculous. Yes, mate, at the minute. Every night I keep sitting there thinking, yeah, I'm going to get the rig out today. And then I'm like, but then I'm at work early tomorrow and I'll have to put it away. And that'll just do my head in. So I'm like, nah, I'll just do it on controller. I did have I had my rig out last night actually for I wanted to test the daily C cars on wheel. And in all honesty, I just felt like they felt worse on the wheel than controller, which is the first time it's ever felt like that. Oh, yeah, overshot that one. Forgot what gear I was in. I mean, I jumped in. I thought, right, I'm going to do some qualifying time trial. I'll jump in and I'll give the daily race C cars a try, and you know, I'll see how they are on wheel, see if I can get a few temps off. And I think within about 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, this car feels even worse on wheel. I mean, it feels bad enough driving it all the time on controller, but on wheel it just felt awful. I think it's just the way you have to set them up. Yeah, I think that's definitely the thing. I think just in general, like the way it is as well, it's just not nice when you're constantly fighting with the car. Like there's no way to get a smooth input with a Sileighty, so it's constantly just moving about. I thought, yeah, okay, it'll be a lot more smoother. I'll be able to get some nice smooth input. No, not a chance. Any tips for someone changing from controller to wheel? Practice. T300. Yeah, honestly, just practice. Just get used to it. I mean, when I first ever got my first wheel, I almost gave up on it because I thought, okay, I've had years on controller and I was instantly slower in pretty much every racing game I tried. Like it felt smoother, but my times were just off. And it's all muscle memory. Just build it up, and eventually you'll just get a feel for it. But it just takes some time. I mean, literally, I went from a G29. Then when that broke, I went to the T300, and again, even there, like just swapping different wheels. Like just swapping to different wheels just feels totally different. Like everything's different. You know, setting them up is just completely different with each one. And that's another thing. If when it comes to like other racing, I mean, I say GT7 is pretty basic in terms of getting your force feedback and stuff set up. But like, say if you're going to run something like a Assetto Corsa, definitely look up some tutorials online. They'll usually give you a general feel, and then you can kind of customize it to your preference from there. Yeah, number 48. I think when I originally set that time, it was like 21st, and it's just dropped down since. And I honestly don't want to be sat there putting like an hour into just lapping Suzuka just to improve by a couple of positions. It's still 48? Yeah. I don't think we'll be able to improve. Maybe I'll do a lap. The worst thing is, as soon as you kind of jump out of this car and go into some arch, you lose momentum with it. Because it's just an awful car to drive overall. It's fun because it's on edge all the time, but honestly, it's just not the nicest car to drive over long periods. I don't know what this lap's going to be like. Like Ridge Racer through there. Yeah, so nowhere near. once you kind of get the pace there, it's okay, but then it's all about trying to, get used to how it feels each time you jump in. It's just such a wild car. See if we can get this one through here. Yeah, we're off the pace here, so I'll probably finish this lap up, take a quick drink, and then we'll see where we get in the race. I don't think there's any way I'm going to be touching that time there. Yeah, definitely all over the place, that. Ooh. Wonder what it looks like from the outside, so let's see if we can do the get it right through here and just see how sideways the cars get, because it honestly feels like you're playing Ridge Racer when you're going through here. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I knew I was going to get that. Okay, so let's have a look at the chat. Thank you, Mafia. Yeah, don't worry, mate. You're not forced to become a member, but if you want to join, honestly, I really do appreciate it. Jace, in terms of putting the wrong parts in, you know, you can change the engine and the body, right? If you put that in, it resets itself. So you can, like, you know, put the parts in that you actually need if you've got the wrong parts in. Oh yeah, it's this Sunday that the league's there. So I'm wondering if I'll see anyone that I raced with yesterday. There's a guy called JM. I seem to race with him a lot. We have some good races. But it'll be interesting to see now I've dropped down the order who else will be kind of up there. I mean, that's usually the case. As the week goes on, you get more and more people. Yeah, trust me, mate. Nothing worse than losing your job. I do sympathise there. That's why I got into YouTube. Believe it or not. When I lost my job a couple of years ago, just over a year ago, I just needed something to do. So I was like, okay, let's go and do a bit of YouTube just to pass the time. Right, so I'll be 2 minutes. I'll be back when the race starts. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry for that quick pause. So where we're starting? Pole. Nice one. Hopefully we have a good race with the guy just behind. I'm pretty sure I had a pretty close time to mine, so be interested. See, I tried to get the 180X SX working for me yesterday. In all honesty, I just couldn't. It just wasn't to my liking. It felt too, like, loose at the rear. There was just no kind of feeling. I think the good thing about the Sileighty, although you know you have to run the stupidly high rake and such, you still at least have a feeling when it's breaking away. And with the 180, I just didn't get that. Once it had broken away, that rate, it just almost felt like there was just no feeling. So hopefully we have a good race with him. That thing seems to be very quick in a straight line, so it'd be interesting to see what he does at the start. I'm not going to take any risks at the start. I'm just going to make sure I'm covering myself. Especially with how twitchy these cars are around Suzuka, there's nothing worse than getting side by side with someone. So So there's definitely less of a gap between the pack now, which is nice to see. The first few days of this, it just felt like, you know, I was just like 10, 15 second gaps each race to second place. It just wasn't fun. I do like to have a decent battle with people, but hopefully it doesn't result in kind of, you know, people ramming each other, which is sometimes what you get. And in all honesty, with these cars, the cars are mainly the problem. So like that. I mean, I thought this was Gran Turismo, not Ridge Racer, but I must be wrong. I must be playing the wrong game. Yeah. Oh, really bad exit there. Put the power down. Oh, weight kinds are wrong. Oh, that's going to be a cut for sure. Hopefully when I get back, I mean, it's the first time I've ran this race today, so hopefully when I get my rhythm back, we can start putting some faster laps in. Although the car's unpredictable, there is still a, you know, a rhythm to it. And once you kind of get in there, you know, get in that rhythm, it's all good. You start remembering exactly what you need to do and where. By the look of it, the Ukrainian MP2 did drop back a bit, but still cleared that car. Preferably, I'd have liked those pair to go for a nice little battle with each other and slow each other down, but not the case by the look of it. Much better through there that time. Second or goes one. I remember when Monday, when I first jumped in there, the amount of players that, I mean, it's not as bad now because people are getting used to it, but the amount of people that were just dropping. I think one race we had 8 finishes. It was just ridiculous. Finally got ourselves in the 11s. How old am I? Can't tell you that, mate. Take a guess. Almost had the kick out there. Okay, so we lost a bit of ground through the air, so we had a really bad sector there. I mean, it felt terrible. Oh, that was bad. Clips it on the grass. Okay, he's sliding. Oh dear. I'll look more in the chat when I'm there. When I'm done with my concentrating. Oh, I knew I was going to get it on the green there. Sideways we go. There we go, got it perfect this time, didn't get the kick out. Hopefully we can have a better sector one this time, because last time around it was terrible. So hopefully we don't get that big kick. I'll short shift up to 5th just to make sure. See, I'm definitely losing loads of time when it comes to that little right-hander, because there's a really awkward penalty line there, and if you just slightly cut it too much, that's it, you know. So I think if I was, you know, going to go and qualify, that'd definitely be a place where I feel like I could pick a lot of time up. Two laps to go. Definitely feel like that 180SX has some pretty good power in it. It seems to be very, very good through that, through the curves and such. But then again, all but one of my laps has been massively scruffy. I'd love to get a 180 build working, but it's just not for me. what's going to happen. There we go. Much better that time through there. Oh, that's going to be a cut penalty, surely. Great. Or did we manage to get away with that one? Yeah, knew that was going to happen. Clip the grass. So we've got to try and gently get it back on the track. I mean, it's funny because I streamed yesterday morning and I mentioned how I'm quite surprised I've not put it in the barrier yet at all. The most I've gone off, I think I went in the gravel at one time and probably just then. Yeah, definitely need to get back in that rhythm. I had one good lap and then the rest have just been absolutely scruffy. That's more like it. Cost us a ton of time at turn one there. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at the chat. Yeah, nobody seems to want to stream daily race at the minute, which is a shame because I think it's nice. It's something different from the usual. They'll probably go back to doing just copy paste Group 3 or Group 4, which is a shame. But I do feel like they've tried some new things, you know, with obviously last week with the weather, this week with the tuning. It's nice to see Polyphony, you know, experimenting and doing a few different things instead of just sticking to the norm. I mean, I think there was a period of time, I believe, like, I'd say between like July and October, where nearly every race just felt the same. There was nothing unique. Or they were just putting out the most boring selection of races. Road to A+. Yeah, and then I'm going to have to get the wheel out every time I race. Let's have a look through the chat. Over 18, under 99. Yeah. Old enough to play with Lego. Yeah, but they have different age limits, so... For all I know, I could be like old enough to play with like the Lego Duplo, whatever the kids one is now. What's a good car to use in a 1 hour Le Mans? Pretty much anything. Anything with fuel consumption. Group B are usually some of my favourites. If I want to be lazy anyway. If I don't want to be sat there pitting every 2 laps. I mean, I'm impressed with that 180. That's pretty cool. Nice livery as well. So I'll save that anyway. Oh, something happened on the last lap. Yeah, it would be nice to have more daily races, or go back to the way they did it when GT Sport originally released and actually make them daily. But then again, there's probably not enough kind of room. It used to get frustrating because you get used to one track and then it'd swap out. I think they should just call them weekly races and expand them to, I'd probably say about 5 or 6 tops. You know, cover all grounds, have a weather one, have a tuning one. I mean, the fact that they do this is probably the most frustrating thing they ever did. The no updates thing. So a lot of the tuning ones that were coming in were like no updates. And for me, the tuning ones are a whole heap of fun because, you know, although they specify your cars, it's quite nice to see how different people tune different cars. And the fact that it just never affected your DR or your SR was just annoying. Because I feel like they are fun. But I definitely think they should make that, you know, just take that off. At the end of the day, if you're going in sport mode, it should always affect, you know, your driver rating and your sportsmanship rating. Because I feel like race A, the majority of the time, will just break down into chaos and it's just not fun. Even if kind of the layout or the way they've got it set up is fun, you'll just find that people just, you know, gravitate in there and they're not bothered because the driver rating and that doesn't get affected. They're quite happy to just go into the back of everybody. Which is a shame because I feel like it ruins the racing in there. Race B, it's hit or miss. Same with Race C, to be honest, in my opinion. It's either good or it's terrible. It was good last week. Absolutely loved the weather at Le Mans. And personally, I like it this week as well. It's different. I definitely think they should keep experimenting. Instead of just going back to when it was just like, you know, you've got the Nürburgring, 7 laps. You'll have to do 1 pit stop and maybe fill up. And that's your lot. Okay, go on. And then it'd just be the same but on every other track. And I think that's where they kind of went wrong. But yeah, definitely expand them. Put 5 or 6 in. Cover all grounds. Do a 1-mate. Do a tune-in. You know, Group 4, Group 3, Group 1, Group 2. You know, there's so much they could do. Don't have them too spread out because then obviously, you know, you'll probably end up with grids of, you know, maybe 6, 7 cars tops, which isn't going to be good for obviously racing. But they should definitely go back to, no matter which race you're in, it should affect your sportsmanship. I think with tuning, it's just kind of hit or miss. I just like playing around with the cars. I like finding it, just like any motorsport. It's all about trying to find an advantage where other people don't. And I think that's the fun side of it. You know, I think that's why I enjoyed this one. I mean, yeah, okay, the tuning, the PP system they've got in this game doesn't ever really make sense, but yeah, definitely an endurance. I really think, I mean, this game for me is just crying out for multi-class endurance racing and bigger grids. You know, whether that be in, you know, sport mode, single player, just do it. You know, I mean, the 1 hour missions were cool, but then like the first one at Suzuka with the Mazda Roadster touring car just reminded me of the 4 hour one that we had in like GT5, and it kind of made me miss those days. I just think, yeah, definitely endurance. I mean, it's a, you know, it's a racing game at the end of the day. It'd be nice to have some longer races where you know, you've got to think about your strategy, not just, you know, there's one meta strategy. Have the whole, you know, different weather, different time of day. You know, take advantage of what's in the game. And I think that's the thing. A lot of people forget, you know, the whole weather in the game or the day-night cycle and such, and they'll just kind of be like, oh yeah, it's just a bog standard racing game. You know, and Polyphony don't help themselves. They don't experiment enough. I mean, I get they are at the minute, but yeah, they definitely need to, you know, continue this way. Favorite car in the whole game? Oh, Silvia Group 4. I've got a special place in my heart for that car ever since, because I mean that was really the car that blew up my channel. I mean months ago now, like April. And just since then, every time I've seen it, it's just put a smile on my face. It's just a cool car. I mean, it's not very fast, but it's got a ton of grip, nice and stable. Just an enjoyable car to drive. No, personally, I just like it, the way it is. The SR20 it's got in it. Because I mean, I am surprised they let you do the engine swap. But from what I've seen, I mean, I personally have not got that engine swap, but from what I've heard from people is that it's just not very good. It just makes it a bit of a brute. So yeah, I mean, for me, the SR20. I think it sounds great as well with the SR20. Oh, you have it. It could be better. Yeah, I think that's a shame. A lot of these engine swaps, you get really hyped for them. You put them in, and then you're like, okay, it's not very good, and you just feel like you've just wasted your time putting it in. Yeah, I do love an F40. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of it in this game though. As much as I love the car, probably my all-time favorite car outside of gaming or anything like that. An F40 is definitely my dream car. But in terms of Gran Turismo, it's just yeah. I remember using the race version, the competition version in Project Cars 2 on board. The sound of that thing is just absolutely incredible. Absolutely loved it. Certainly the best looking supercar of all time. Yeah, the Jeep swap with the Hellcat engine. Yeah, yeah. I've had plenty of fun out of that one. It seems to pretty much just turn it into a drift missile. It's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, the first time I tried it, I was just throwing it about. I think I was at Blue Moon Speedway. I was just throwing it sideways. It was absolutely hilarious. Is it viable at Tokyo? That doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of cars that, at first, I think that's going to be terrible around Tokyo, and then all of a sudden, I'll be like, that's not bad actually. Yeah. Try tuning racy. Is it the power of the suspension? That's what that wants to break on you. Yeah, it's just an awful unstable build, but it's just insanely fast. Like it's difficult to really just get it set up properly. Like I mean, the original build I had for it was insanely stable, but it just wasn't very quick. So through the mid sector, I could gain probably like 1 or 2 seconds just through there on the leaders. But then, oh, thank you very much, Foxhound. Um, so yeah, I mean, I was gaining like a couple of seconds, and then before I knew it, I got on the straights, and I was just getting absolutely slaughtered. So then I thought, right, okay, it seems to be unstable is the way to go. And the trouble is, it's just on edge the whole time. 700 Diablo tune. I may do. In all honesty, I'm just... It's difficult to bring myself to grind at the minute. I just feel like I've done all the events to death, that I'm just not really enjoying it. I mean, the event that I've always wanted to grind was the 30-minute endurance Road Atlanta, but the payout's just not there, and it's too easy to lose your clean race bonus. I mean, most of the time, I think the one time I was on for the clean race bonus, I think in the last 2 minutes of the race, I went into fuel saving mode, and the Audi VGT that runs in that race just absolutely wiped me out, and there was my clean race bonus gone. I was thought, yeah, it's too risky. 4 seconds off your time, nice one. Did I receive your friend request? I might have done. In all honesty, I get them a lot. Yeah, I'll go through them. I have been meaning to go through them for a couple of days. Hello again, Anton. If you do send me a friend request, though, try not to send it as a close friend request. As you find, it's just easier for me to accept them if they're just, you know, not close ones. Privacy and all that. I get a lot of them and they're close friend requests, and you know, I'll usually just ignore them, mainly because, you know, privacy reasons and all that. So I mean, feel free to add me, but just make sure that you just do it as a normal one. See you later. Have a good one, Michael. Yeah, that's a nice one, mate. Yeah, so I'm at work early in the morning, so once I've come off here, I'll get in the next one, Jays. When I come off here, I'll go through my friend requests. I'll get them all sorted and such. So thank you for reminding me, because I've been meaning to do it for ages. I usually have my notifications off, so because they just get in the way. I get a lot of messages and such, so, and they all kind of get lost as well, because I get so many in a day, and then I forget to go and check them, and then before I know it, they've just all built up. Really bad pull away there. See, the gap between races for this is just so long. Like, by the time you get back in it, you've lost your momentum and you've got to try and get used to the car again. Whoa, okay, the back end of that went straight out. And again. It's the worst thing. I mean, the slightest twitch in there, so you just lose your momentum with it. I mean, just like there with Anton behind us. As soon as you get the switch, you just lose your momentum, and you've got to get yourself going again. Oops, someone spun off there. Let's see, yeah. I think that might be in third place, just completely throwing himself around. Oh, that did not want to stop. the people gone? I mean, I've never understood the whole thing of just quitting in sport mode. I understand if it's connection, but rage quitting is never good. You end up in the deep depths of the dark lobbies, I like to call them, where basically everybody's just out to get you. In fact, it was funny because that happened to me last week. I tried to get in Daily Race C on the Monday. I got a few disconnects, and before I knew it, I was in some of the dirtiest lobbies I think I've ever seen. Close one. Yeah, I didn't get the best angle through there, so that's going to affect her drive out. Jody, you rage quitting everything. And another. Okay. So we've got a lot of people quitting here. I think that's the worst thing. I could imagine being in the pack in these cars is just not nice. Definitely a beautiful sounding car though. There's just something about hearing the turbo going for it. Yeah, the anti-lag, it does sound like popcorn. Working overtime in these things, it's awesome. Like when you lift, sounds great. out of 7. I mean, I don't ever really realise how long this race actually is. I mean, time just seems to fly by. Awesome track though, I'm glad they put it at Suzuka. I feel like these cars at Suzuka just almost made for each other. The flow of it's beautiful. I'm good, mate. How are you? Really wanted to spin up then. In fact, we're almost going sideways anyway through there the whole time. Get up onto the curb. Finally got the exit of that right. Slight lift. Oh, that's another one gone. So we've lost 5 cars from this race. I mean, like I said, one of the lobbies the other day, I think we finished like 7-8 cars. It was ridiculous. People were dropping like flies. Two to go. So the lap times are a lot more consistent than they were the last race. Whoa, got the kick there. Try and bring it back around. That's an awesome lap time by that 180. Great to see. Well done, Anton. Yeah, it's the first time I've raced with him, I think. Last couple of days I've been racing with a guy called JM. Had a couple of good races with him. I think I've raced him about 6-7 times this week. In yesterday's stream, yesterday morning, I think every race I was racing with him. I think I did 4 races, managed to take the win in 3 of them, which is nice. I mean, props to him for making the 180SX work for him. I mean, for me personally, it's just not my cup of tea, but, you know, if people can get the cars working for him, it's great to see, you know, other cars other than the Sileighty be, you know, competitive. Rear end went then. Oh, still going. So we're pretty much drifting through that whole thing then. I mean, you see, like with Anton there, like these cars in dirty air as well as how unstable they are. It's just not nice. It really does kind of, you know, shift you off. That's why I could just not imagine having a lot of fun in the pack. That's probably why a lot of people leave. But I'd say in general, the racing seems a lot cleaner this week with these tuned cars. There's a lot less kind of, you know, pushing and shoving and, you know, the usual one. There's always one usually that'll try and make no attempt to take the corner and just go straight into you. And I've just seen none of that, like, you know, throughout all the replays and stuff, and I've been looking through them, and, you know, there's been a few spins in that, but that's to be expected. But there's been nothing, you know, kind of malicious. I absolutely missed that braking area then. Get it up over that curve. Which is nice to see. I do feel like the guys running Daily Race C at the minute are, you know, on the best behaviour. So well done, Anton. Anyway, that's an amazing lap in that the 180. It's nice to see that car up there, as well as an S13 as well, so that's in the up there in the top 5, which is always great to see. Alright, have a good time at work, mate. New to GT7, subbed a few weeks back. Just like to say thank you. You're welcome, mate. Yeah, it does seem to have a lot of straight. I mean, the gears that are on this do seem to really suit the car, which is nice. But then I do feel like because I've got all that kind of speed on the straights, that when it comes to the midsection, the gears just don't seem to match right. In fact, I'm thinking of making them just a slightly bit longer. Oh, cheers, Larger, mate. You have a good one. And I'll see you probably Sunday. But yeah, I definitely think maybe putting longer gears on it, because I feel like if I'm in a high gear constantly, then it'll just give me extra stability. Because I think as soon as you kind of get into like gear 2, gear 3, the car is just, you know, almost thrown itself sideways no matter what. I think if I maybe put the gears a bit longer, have them around about where my average gears, you know, 4, slightly dropping down to 3 if I need to, like, you know, kind of get that little extra nudge on the angle. I feel like that might help. That may be something I'll test maybe over the weekend if I get time. So we had a lot of DNFs from that. 20-second gap back from myself and Anton there. That's crazy. 30, 36, 38, 39. 1 minute 15. Is that a bog standard Silvia, I'm going to assume? Usually people put kits on these if they've done any tuning to them. A lot of DNFs there. Tune. Surprised he DNF'd. I raced him on Monday quite a bit. and he was setting some. He was really, really quick. I mean, he was the guy actually that made me swap to a different kind of power output. Because, in all honesty, as stable as I was, as soon as I got on the straights with Tomb, that was it. He was just gone, and yeah, it wasn't very fun. I mean, the full grip setups are good, but I do feel like again you just lose too much speed, which is a shame. Because definitely, when it comes to the curves and such, the full grip setups are amazing. When I was racing the other day with the other setup, it had a ton of downforce, ton of grip, and because Suzuka's quite difficult to overtake anyway, once I kind of got myself ahead, as long as I survived on the straight, through the midsection, through the curves and all that, unbeatable. It was honestly incredible, and you don't really have to do too much defending because it's just ridiculous to overtake at Suzuka. So even with a full grip setup, as long as you can try and survive those straights, you should be all good. Nice one. Yeah, I keep contemplating whether I should, play around a bit more with the stability and stuff, because I had a frustrating thing earlier where I got more downforce on it, and I managed to get the performance to drop back into the 500s, but then when I exited out, it shot itself back up to 640 odd, and I just couldn't get those values to glitch again. So I was very frustrated about that. I might play around with the suspension tuning, but I just feel like I'm so used to the way this car, because I've been running this one for the last couple of days. I'm so used to how it is that if I go around and change it, then I've got to just kind of get used to what's going to feel like a whole different car, which is just never fun. Yeah, yeah, and the S's, that's exactly where my downforce one, just makes up seconds. It's ridiculous. I mean, while everyone else is kind of sliding about, you're just there throwing it through. It's just awesome. But then again, it's just, you kind of have to, play it off. I think eventually someone will just find the ultimate kind of setup for it. Right towards the end of the week, someone will come out and just, I don't know, probably pop like a 2-minute two in or something ridiculous and be like, haha, yeah, I've been saving this one till last. I could imagine it. There'll be some ridiculous value where you can get yourself max grip, max power, and it'll just stay under 600. See, I'm tempted to just play around with it now and see if I can get a different. Just while I've got a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to the detailed. See if I can get this one to drop. So what's that at the minute? Oh, there we go. yeah, I think what what I'm going to try and do is play around with the suspension, maybe tomorrow afternoon, do a bit of practice, and if it comes out well enough, I'll, you know, go for that one, but... So that's where we're at with that one. Try that, try that. Maybe take it back a few. So that doesn't want to drop at 47. 48, 49, 50, 46, 45. See if there's a value somewhere. I don't think we're going to have any luck. No, don't look at that one. And I've got to remember which one's the actual one I want to use. That one, I think. Yeah. See, I wonder if we can actually push this up any further. Come on. There's got to be another value in there somewhere. No, in fact, I'm not going to play around with that one. Just in case. There's no my luck. I'll go to enter the race and then be unable to, which is never fun. So I think what I may do, since I'm up for work early in the morning, you know, have to do adult things tomorrow. Since I'm up for work early, I might do one more race, hopefully get a nice race in, and then end the stream, and I'll probably stream tomorrow afternoon. So yeah. We've got someone who's quicker. 2 minute 9.3. That's nuts. Hey, finally we got Jason there. Hopefully you don't disconnect this time. Is there anyone else we recognise in here? Obviously Anton. We've raced with him a couple of times. So yeah, I think I'll do maybe one more race, call it a night, and then stream again tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully we don't get too stuck in any dirty air, because I've noticed dirty air in these cars, not a nice thing to have at all. I mean, the grid sounds absolutely incredible. Yeah, there's another guy, I forget his name now, I drove with him the other day. The build that he's got is just like constant low 2 minute 9s, even in race pace, it was just absolutely incredible. So I'm just hoping we don't get too upset by the dirty air and just end up off the track, because it looked like Anton had quite a bit of dirty air from behind us in the last race. But as soon as he got close, that was it. The amount of slip that car got. Okay. So that's what I mean. I mean, these are quick cars, but they're so unstable. There goes Anton. I'm not sure what happened to him there. Dirty air there, looking like it just upsets the car constantly. But I definitely feel that maybe if I just get them higher ratios, should keep it more stable, and that way we should be able to get a few temps off. Oh, I didn't manage to catch that one perfectly. Yeah, and it's upset us for that corner there, so definitely going to lose a place here, so I'm just going to let him past. Fight that one too much. Hopefully he gets clear of us. I think he is. I'm going to back out that one. I'm not going side by side through there. Yeah, now we're spinning it around. Yeah, as soon as you touch that. Managed to catch it, not bad though. See if we can get ourselves back on this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as soon as you touch that green, it's just awful. The tyres feel awful now. So let's see if we can do some chasing down. That'd be quite nice to do. Oh, feeling very unstable this lap. See if we can get a nice sector from here. I wonder if Gear 4 will just give us that extra stability. Six seconds up on a previous best. Yeah, maybe that's because I spent that one going around. Wasn't the best idea. Yeah, I'm hoping we can get on the back of these two. I mean, what lap we're on? 3? Yeah, hopefully. Just need to get it, keep it nice and clean. It just seemed, as soon as we'd spun it around, that was it. There was no grip in the tyres. I mean, even now, it just... Much better drive out this time. So we're on the back of them, but it's horrible to overtake around here. The last thing I want to do is ruin someone's race, so that's going to spin round, yeah. Thought twice about that one. he's still stepping out through there. Oh, penalty. So touchy there. Yeah, we're definitely losing a lot of time. Keep behind his cars, and we're going to catch him, and then we're going to have to slow it down again. Put it up on the curve there. Oh, okay, that's one way to get past the car. Hopefully he gets himself going again and doesn't quit out. Awful line through there. Didn't get the car stopped in time. So we're a bit of clear here. Let's see if we can actually get some pace on the go. So, looking like we're going to get a P3 here, which is not bad. Decent recovery. Honestly, when I spun it around, I thought I was going to get completely stuck in the pack. And luckily that didn't happen. But it's looking like when we got stuck behind the Silvia for a couple of laps, it's just absolutely killed the momentum. So yeah, P3, not bad. Let's check the chat. Thank you for some ideas you got some from me. Thank you very much. Happy to have you on board. So I wasn't going to do another race, but I might do. I'm feeling very racy. I think I might have time just to do one more before I have to call it a night. Yeah, I saw Jace, mate. when I went for a spin around the track and I was just making sure it was all clear, I saw your little rear end go round. That's just your luck, mate. It's just your luck. Thanks, James. What kind of wing are you running on the back of that, Jace? Let's give him a well done. Jay's still there. Standard suspension. Standard suspension in that. Fair enough. I'd actually be surprised. Alright, mate, have a good time at work. I'd be surprised to see what we could do to the suspension. To see if we can make it more stable without kind of messing the whole tune up. So, seems like all the top cars are definitely running ridiculous rake, and although it's maybe not the most realistic, it seems to be the way to go. The car feels decent now, maybe the toe angle. I tried less camera angle, in fact it was pretty much half of these, and it just didn't feel right. But definitely feel like I'm losing pace somewhere. Oh, you're leaving work. Nice one. Get yourself home, mate. No better feeling coming off a shift. So, how long have we got left? 8 minutes. Right, I'm going to take a quick couple of minutes break, and then I'll do this last race, and then I'll log off for tonight. It's been good. I mean, yesterday, what did we have? We had 4 races, 3 wins. Today we've done 3 races so far, 2 wins. Not bad. You just won a Tesla off the roulette. Do you know, I am surprised with how popular Tesla is that they've only got the 2012 model. You know, as much as, yeah, okay, they're EVs and such. I am surprised that they didn't go for the more kind of, you know, modern, quicker models and such. So right, I'll be 2 minutes, then I'll be back. I'll be back now. Are you entering again for one more race, Jace? See if we can get mats together again. I mean, that for me is definitely the standout livery. I don't know why it looks absolutely incredible. Samurai Shepherd with the same livery as myself. What else have we got? I mean, say you're running a standard suspension, Jace. 2 minute 15. That's pretty good. Is the camera position optional, or is it mandatory from the front bar? Optional, but to be honest, when I'm, you know, racing sport mode and such, definitely go with the bumper cam. The bonnet cam's good, you know, it's probably the one that I prefer, just because you can get a, you know, relative feel of where your car is. But the fact that there's no rear view, which is just bizarre, to be honest, just puts me off using that. It's all good using your radar, but sometimes when there's someone coming out of nowhere, you kind of want to know so you can move out of the way. So I definitely recommend, you know, if you're going to race seriously, just use the bumper cam or the bonnet cam. You know, I mean, that is preferable for me, but yeah, send me that tune over later, Jace. I'll have a look at it. But definitely run the bumper cam just so you've got the rear view mirror, especially in races like these where anything could come out of anywhere. It just takes, you know, that one person to have a really unstable moment in dirty air, and then, you know, you not being prepared to be rear-ended or try and get yourself out of the way, and it, you know, it can be a race over for you. I definitely wouldn't recommend running the like the chase cam in sport mode. It's just sense of speed's just not there. I think if you're running sport mode, either on board if that's your thing, thanks Jody, on board, bumper cam or bonnet cam. It'll be interesting to see what happens when PSVR 2 comes out in terms of how many people are actually going to run it in sport mode, because obviously it's available for that. So it will be interesting to see how many people actually choose to do it, and to see if it actually gives you an advantage. I think it definitely would over the standard cockpit. I think no matter what setting you have the cockpit on in GT7, it just, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. So I think PSVR might kind of solve that issue for me of maybe then I'll actually like it. Because I think when it comes to onboard, I'm just so used to, you know, ACC and, you know, having that camera angle where you can't see your wheel and having it all set up personally to my preference and, you know, field of view and such. Whereas in GT7 you can't remove the wheel, and just seeing that all the time just puts me off, especially when I'm racing on wheel. I like to have it all kind of, you know, centered up and things like that. Yeah, 120 frames per second will give you an advantage. See, come to think of it, does the obviously if you've got like, you know, you've got a monitor that can run 120 FPS, is that in GT7 already or not? I've always wondered that, because it allows you to run higher frames, but as far as I know the game's always running at 60 anyway, even with quality. So I seen something the other day at 60. That's a shame. 120 Hz. I think if you've got a, you know, a monitor that can, 120 FPS, if you've got a monitor that can do it, should definitely be unlocked. I mean, that's why I was surprised at WRC Generations for not having the 120 FPS mode when I believe like 910 did, but that one hasn't. I don't know if they've kind of updated that in or not, but at least when I was doing all my review and that for it, it didn't. So yeah, Bathurst, there seems to be, I don't know if any of you guys will know, but there's always been kind of a cat hidden away in some of the photoscapes locations. And it turns out, I believe it's hidden at Bathurst in this game. Kind of hidden between two barriers, just staring at you. It's the creepiest looking thing. A bit like the bear and Loch Ness Monster. Pretty funny. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, if VR's getting 120, then hopefully they'll just open it up for everybody. I mean, if I'm racing competitively, realistically, I want 120. I don't really care about graphics and such. Nice to see you got back in, Jace. Didn't get in with Anton this time though. Looks like P2 is struggling to get in. Oh, there we go. D-rated lobby. Yeah. I feel like these have been a lot more mixed though, because there's obviously less people running them. So I've seen a couple of Ds actually at times. Usually like earlier on in the day, if I kind of, you know, come on about 9 o'clock in the morning, you get like a real mix of just all sorts and everyone. Mid-pack, can you survive it? Maybe. I wouldn't hold your breath. I mean, I'm not holding my breath for this one. I had a real bad race last time. Managed to recover to P3, but I just do not like these cars when they're running in dirty air. But, let's see what happens. I think I'm just going to aim to maintain my position and then if anything else happens up front, then bonus. Just the rake on all these cars, it's ridiculous. Especially that Sileighty up front. It's even lower than mine. Straight into the... Ouch. Felt that one. Did he leave? Oh no, okay, it wasn't in that left. Yeah, I felt that one. That was... I mean, what's the chances of hitting that exact... Oh, he did leave eventually. What's the chance of hitting that exact spot? I think if he managed to get it against the wall, he could have maybe got himself back on the track at some point. Nope, straight into the cut-off bit. Keep out of the gravel, should be able to recover that one. Whoa, oh. Whoa. Okay, you got it all actually. I was half expecting the ghosting to come off of that car then. I mean, that is the trouble with these cars. As soon as you lose them, it's game over. I mean, I'm rather quite surprised in the last race I managed to catch the car and get it to spin around almost perfectly. But as soon as we'd spun it up like that, the grip on the tyres had just completely gone. I mean, pretty much throughout the whole race then, it just felt like it was a lot more on edge than it usually would be. So nice to see another 180 up here battling away. So it definitely seems like the more unstable your car is, the faster it's going to be, but at the downside of, you know, the car might try and absolutely just throw you into the barrier. So that's what's happened to both the front two now. So I just don't think that's a risk I'd really want to take with this build. I think I've got it to the point where the muscle memory's there. I can kind of mostly predict what the car's going to do without making it so unstable that, yes, it'll be an absolute bullet, but it'll kind of, you know, just throw us into the barrier. That's going to be a penalty, probably. Yeah, I think you just got to weigh up the risk, really, haven't you? Definitely a scruffy lap that was. purple through there, not bad. Oh, rear end kicking out again. And again. Purple again, not bad. Not a great exit there. Excuse me. Decent exit there. Yeah, overdone that one. Lost a ton of time there. Into the 11s, but I feel like that definitely could have been a low 11 if we'd have just got that last bit right. Would have been all. My fastest race lap so far was like a really high 2:10. That was on the Tuesday I did that lap, which was nice. Nice to see that the car had race pace as well. Scruffy through here so far. On the curve and away we go. Let's see if we manage to get anywhere near purple. I think we're a bit slower. Oh no, we are purple. See if we can actually get the car slowed down there. We slowed down too much. Get it up on the curve. Up on the next one. It's probably going to be a cut. Decent. Again, I feel like those last couple of corners we lost a bit of time there. I was too busy worrying about getting the penalty. That's a much better sector. 5/10. And then we get a scruffy bit through there, which is a shame. I think all the time that we just got with the 5 temps up through there is just going to be completely gone now. Temps up still, not bad. Yeah, definitely slow through there. That's going to be a cut. Not bad. I think we could have got that one in the 210s. And we just kept it nice and clean, but again, I just feel like I'm losing time in the last bit there. Two temps up, not bad, and then we've slipped it, so that's going to cost us way over 2 temps here, I should assume. Yeah. That felt like a much better angle, no wheel spin out there at all. Oh, the kick out on the grass there. Definitely lost some time through there. Yeah. Whoa, ridge racer through there. Ah. Definitely line that up a bit there though. Not that one though. So we're getting consistently in the 211s now, which is realistically where I want it to be the first few races. So I'll start getting warmed up, and then I'm going to end up logging off for the night, which is a shame. That's going to be a cut. And probably that. Will I be getting VR? Yeah, hopefully. I think I'm pretty much sold on it at this point. bad drive out of there. Not bad, personal best. So there we have it. 4 races, 3 wins again. So, not bad. Enjoying this race. Jay's down in P10 at the minute. So, I'm going to take it he didn't survive too well. In terms of getting stuck in the back. I was really impressed how close the 180SX was on the first couple of laps. Really nice to see that, you know, with the right build for you, you can be getting yourself competitive. Also now seeing S15 up there, 7th place. Shame about the S14. I just don't think I've really seen one of them really anywhere. Mind you, I don't even think I've seen an S15 that high, so. Yeah, I mean, well done to the well done to P3. That's a good recovery, to be fair. So I'm going to assume he got stuck in the pack though, because I mean, like I've said, Suzuka's just not the best for overtaking. Great for racing round. Yeah, you had him here. Howdy. Yeah, it does seem like the 180SX, if you get the right build on it, you can definitely do well. I think I might try and refine mine tomorrow and see if I can get anything done with it. Definitely need to get my other race suit put back on. My Gran Turismo 2-1. Where is he? Oh, he's already left. Yeah, well done to him. Well done to P2 for keeping that keeping the 180 up there. Oh, Jace managed to get himself in P9 in the end. Nice one. What else did we have? An S15 with a DNF. Van Hinton, he was the one that DNF'd at the start. In fact, I'm going to save that race because it was pretty awesome to see. So let's have a look. I'd love to be able to get an S15 build going, but I just feel like I think that's probably the highest positioned S15 I've seen in P7. But I feel like it's just such an awesome car. Who else have we got in here? I feel like I've raced with that GTB Philip before. Stevie with DNF, MTE DNF. No S14s, I don't think. Which I'm surprised because there seems to be more S14s than there ever is the S15s. I don't see many S15s racing. It's definitely, it'd be my dream Silvia. The Aero one. The S14. Absolutely love it. Like myself an S13, but I feel like they're all drift cars these days. What, you load the front end by 10 or 210? I don't know what mine's currently set. I think mine's really quite low anyway. Yeah, it would be pretty awesome to have an app to do cars on the go. Definitely would be pretty awesome. Load it 10 clicks. What, all around or just the front? Because I might see what this build. So what would that be? 77? So you load it 10 clicks. So your front end would be 77, yeah? And what, you move that one back 3? Or forward? See, that's the trouble though. If I move mine, then it drops. Or do you mean the positioning, or the actual ballast? Because I just can't go anywhere else. If I try and put it back, I don't think any of these actually drop it back down. In fact, let's see if we can. What would 50 this side do? Yeah, nothing. Oh, you had to re-glitch the aero. Do you know what your aero's at? Because I'd be in fact. So I've got this one. So you lowered the front end to. Because I'll try around with this one tomorrow. So your ballast would be at 47, yeah? Do you remember what your aero was? You can screenshot it. Yeah, just do that on me. If you've got me on PlayStation, you can send it through there. And it was something I'll just take a look at tomorrow. Because I wonder if there is a glitched area for that. For that bit. Yeah, so it goes 5.8. See if any of them glitch. 10 and 1. So yeah, do it. 10 and 1 in the rear. I'll be interested to see how that works. Oh, there we go. We had 560 there. What did we do that one on? Was that on the front? What value was we at just then? 1 point. What was that? 1.2 rear. Was that front and rear? 1.2 and what? 2.3. Okay, now I've just got to try and remember where I was at with the aero. Where was it at? Oh, there. Oh, okay. Luckily we didn't back out too far then. Is that going to be the max aero we can get out of that? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was at 66, that was at 125. Slightly changing that. Ah, there's another value. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it didn't like that one. What's the value we just had on that one? Yeah, I'm just trying to get this one to drop again. Not looking like it wants to. Does anyone remember where we were at when I was messing around with it? The what? Front end tail. Reduced to 6. Okay. Okay, that dropped. Okay, so let's see if we can do it one by one. Yes, it's still dropping. Now it's not. Okay, do we reckon if we change that, that will give us a bit more aero? No. What do you reckon? Quick lap to see where it's at. Let's see if this feels any better. Because it is definitely the stability that just doesn't feel good on that car. So if this solves that problem, then you may be a lifesaver. Feels really floaty though. Definitely a weirder feeling to it. I think that's because I'm just so used to the other one. Feels almost like you can throw it in a bit easier though. On the curb there. That looks fairly decent though for a first sector. Definitely feels almost like you can just point it into the corner easier. So what I mean by that is like, you know, when you're downshifting and stuff and you want to try and get that extra bit of lean on it. Feels quite nice through there. It feels very unstable at the higher speed though. felt quite good through there. I think it's just adjusting to the feeling of the car. I made a mess of that one. So we're on the green, try and catch it. It doesn't like going over the curbs, that's for sure. So there's definitely, that's a very good lap for a first lap. Maybe a lot more pace in this one. But definitely on the curbs, you can feel where the front end's been made a lot lower. Like, although it, you know, in the scheme of things, it's a much, you know, it's not as big as a drop as you'd think. You can definitely feel it over those curbs. But through here, I mean, it feels a lot better, a lot less on edge. I mean, it's still on edge, but it almost just feels like you can get it pointing in the right direction no matter what you do. Yeah, a bit of a snap. Gutted, that would have been a great lap. So let's see if we can just get one quick lap in. So yeah, with that one, it definitely feels like when it comes to countering the slide, there's a lot less room for error. Oh, it's ahead in the first two, so yeah. It's the last sector where I'm really losing a lot of time. It's just trying to get it right. Again, decent first sector. Definitely feels very, very reactive through there. Not the best exit there, to be honest. Bad entry through there. Yeah, so it's definitely up this bit where I'm losing a ton of time. Put the brake bias forward one. Let's give another look at that. Yeah, smoother. Didn't carry enough speed from there. Oh, there we go, yeah, instantly. So, I think there's a lot of time to be made with this. Definitely in the first sector, it really feels good through there. And I think once I kind of get the feeling down for the third sector with this build, there's a lot of potential through there. So, yeah, it almost feels like you can get the power down earlier without having to be too worried about what you're doing on the throttle, which is nice. Oh, that flick again. It's difficult to get that little flick right. So yeah, I lost the time there. Alright mate, thank you very much. Nice little flick. Let's give that one a retry. From Robo 4. Do you reckon that work? What, the rear or the front? Oh yeah, front, sorry. Yeah, I didn't see that bit. What, like that? See if this feels better. going to be a cut. Yeah, I knew that was coming, and I feel like that was a quick lap as well. Yeah, it was. Trust that to happen. Yeah, definitely a lot. Yeah, it feels more comfortable for me on about 4. Feels like what we had it set at. Slipped a bit on that curve then. Much quicker through there though. Oh, then we got the slip. Yeah, it's bogged itself down there. But we did get a really bad entry into there. Definitely feels better. Nice one. Definitely feel like with this one, if I got a solid lap together, we could be in the 209s here. Easy. But yeah, it's not going to happen tonight, is it? One more shot. One more shot. But definitely feels like the original build that the guy gave me was faster. Definitely, once you get the feeling for it. But then the roll bar just felt off, so adjusting it back to where it was with 4 just gives me that kind of, you know, the control that I had originally with the other build over the sliding. So when it snaps, it doesn't fully, you know, snap away from you. We didn't get the catch on the curb there, so although we weren't the fastest through the first corner, we managed to pull it back a bit here. So if we get a decent run out of here, hopefully the car doesn't bog down it there. Got caught on the grass there. That felt smooth. Yeah, I definitely think if I had enough time, we were easily able to break into that break into the 9s with this. Wow, the car got upset there. Yeah, it started to kick out. That's a shame. That's a shame. That would have. I really think that would have been a. I think that would have been a 2-minute 9. Felt the rear spin up them. Definitely is 2-minute 9 potential in this thing, 100%. We'll just let it drift out for now. We'll get ourselves ready for another lap, and then we'll probably call it a day. So hopefully we can get a decent lap put together. So I've been seeing a lot of people testing Kia 5 or 6. Yeah. Cleaner through there this time. Ah, it kicked out. That's a shame. Through there. Bit of a bog down there. Definitely if we can get the power down correctly out of there, there'll be a lot of time to gain there. So at least it's easy to tell where you're actually losing the time. Line up for this. Hopefully that doesn't count as a cut and we can get the line up right. Try and get it out nice and wide and get a really quick run down it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Nice one. Let's see if we can get a decent run down here. just knew it was going to do that. Right, let's do one more. Yeah, and again, okay. I just feel like the limits are so much better in this car. Like, you can really push it. It's just trying to find where's too much, where's not too much. Try and cut as much as we can. Oh, I almost didn't want to turn. That's a shame, because that would have been real quick. Much smoother on the tyres through there. Okay, let's see what we can do here. bit slim. Ah, that's a cut. Gutted. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Ah, I knew that was going to happen. Right, we'll try that one again tomorrow. But we've improved, so it'll be interesting to see if that even moves us up anymore. What we're currently at, 2:10.3. That puts us at 34th. I definitely feel like we can get in the 9s, so let's have a look. Where did the 9s begin? There, 22nd. That's definitely possible. Quite a few high 9s as well, so yeah. Should definitely be able to get in there. In there somewhere. So that would be great to see. Alright, well that's going to be it. Thank you so much to everyone that joined and donated and all that good stuff, and I will see you all later on.